Welcome back to Horoscope TV. We are so glad you're here. We've got a really special show today because we are dedicating this entire time strictly to you, the fiery, super adventurous Sagittarius.
We really are. It's a big week.
Oh, it is massive. We're looking closely at the week of June 8th to June 14th, 2026. And, you definitely need to stick around for this one because this week brings like a total roller coaster of energy.
Yeah, that's really the best way to describe it, a roller coaster.
Right. Because you're going to learn how to navigate some truly frustrating speed bumps at work, while at the exact same time, you'll learn how to take advantage of this incredibly lucky astro data that promises, major sparks in your love life and a very, very welcome boost to your bank account.
It's a week of extreme contrasts, honestly. I'm really glad to be here to look at these astrological charts with you.
Me too. So, imagine you wake up on a Tuesday morning, you open your eyes, and before you even reach for your coffee, you feel this massive electric jolt of energy.
Right, right.
You feel like you could literally run straight through a brick wall and build a house with your bare hands. You are completely ready to take on the world. But then, you walk into the kitchen, you look at your phone, and you realize your best friend is suddenly giving you this silent treatment over some tiny disagreement.
Oh, that's the worst.
And your boss just sent an email that puts a giant roadblock right in the middle of your biggest project. So you have all this energy in the world and absolutely nowhere easy to put it.
It is a very specific feeling. It's the feeling of having your foot slammed all the way down on the gas pedal, but discovering that the parking brake is firmly locked in place.
Yes, the parking brake is stuck.
Exactly. You are burning fuel, but you aren't moving forward in the way you expect to at all.
And if you are listening to us today, that exact feeling is coming your way. But the good news is we are going to analyze exactly what the planets are doing.
Yeah, we aren't just going to list off events. We are going to look at the mechanics behind the curtain. We'll explore why the sky is creating this specific tension, and more importantly, how you can steer through it to come out ahead.
That is the goal. Because looking at the start of the week, things actually seem pretty quiet.
They do, yeah.
It looks like the focus is just on resting at home, but that does not last. It's a total trick.
A complete trick.
The sky shifts, and suddenly you are thrown right into the deep end. But before we even talk about your love life or your career, we have to talk about your physical body. Because to handle everything this week throws at you, you need fuel.
You need an engine that actually works.
Right. And the charts show a huge wave of physical energy hitting you almost immediately on Tuesday, June 9.
Tuesday is absolutely the turning point. When we analyze the charts for June 9, the major event is the moon moving into the sign of Aries.
Okay, the moon and Aries.
Yeah, and to understand why this matters so much for you, we have to look at what the moon actually does. In astrology, the moon acts like your inner emotional compass.
Your emotional compass.
Exactly. It controls your moods, your hidden feelings, and what you crave on a very basic level to feel secure.
So it's kind of like your internal weather system.
That is a perfect way to say it. Yes, your internal weather. Now, you are a Sagittarius. Your basic nature is fire.
Right, we're fiery.
You're built for adventure, movement, and honesty. Aries is also a fire sign, but it's the very first sign of the zodiac. Think of Aries like the spark that starts the engine.
Spark, okay.
It is the energy of spring pushing right through the frozen winter ground. So when your emotional compass, the moon, enters that fiery, pushy Aries energy, it lines up perfectly with your natural Sagittarius nature.
Oh, I see.
It's literally like throwing dry wood onto an open campfire. The flames just jump higher.
But wait, let me ask you this. If I'm a Sagittarius and I already have a lot of natural fire and energy, does the moon moving into Aries make me feel anxious?
That's a good question.
Because, is it like drinking 4 cups of dark roast coffee on an empty stomach and just getting the shakes? Because that doesn't sound fun.
It's a very valid question because too much fire can definitely cause burnout. But the way this specific chart is set up, it doesn't translate into nervous anxiety at all.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it translates into pure physical drive and joy. It activates a sector of your chart that governs playfulness and physical action. You will not feel a nervous shaking. You will feel a deep physical craving to just move your muscles.
Okay, I get it now. It's like waking up from a really long winter nap and suddenly craving, a 10-mile hike.
Exactly.
You just want to stretch, sweat, and push your physical limits.
This sounds like the absolute best day of the entire month to start a new workout routine, or even just to go for a run to burn off any stress you've been carrying around.
Definitely.
You aren't forcing yourself to go to the gym out of guilt. Your body is actually demanding it. That is the perfect way to look at it. Do not ignore that craving on June 9. Use the fire. And the universe actually backs you up on this because 2 days later, on June 11th, the astrological charts show something incredibly helpful.
Ooh, what is it?
We see a setup called a benefic enclosure happening in that exact same sign of Aries.
A benefic enclosure. That sounds like a fancy gated community or something. What does that actually mean in plain English?
Right, it's a very old term. In ancient chart reading, the word benefic refers to planets that naturally bring help, luck, and positive growth.
Okay, so the good guys.
The good guys, yes. And enclosure means these helpful planets are positioned in the sky so that they form a protective wall around a specific area.
A protective wall.
Yeah. Imagine two friendly giants standing guard at the front and back doors of a building. Nothing bad can easily get inside. On June 11th, this protective wall surrounds Aries, which is currently acting as your physical engine room.
Oh, wow. So it's basically a giant cosmic safety blanket wrapping around your physical health?
Yes, exactly. It means that if you push yourself hard during your workout on Tuesday, this protective energy on Thursday helps your muscles recover incredibly fast.
That is amazing.
It's a guarantee of quick recovery from minor bugs, a random cold, or just general exhaustion. The
Yeah.
helpful planets are standing guard over your physical vitality.
That is fantastic. But let me stop you right there for a second.
Sure.
If I know that I have this magic safety blanket guarding my health on the 11th, why should I bother being careful at all?
Oh, I see where you're going.
Like, can I just stay out until 3 in the morning, eat a whole pizza, skip drinking water, and assume the friendly giants are going to catch me when I fall over?
I am very glad you brought that up because we have to be realistic about how this energy works. The planets offer influences, not magic spells that cancel out biology.
Right, biology still wins.
You are still a human being.
Get out of here.
The benefic enclosure is a tool. It's an advantage. It is not a free pass to treat your body like a garbage can.
Okay, so it's like driving a really safe car with top-of-the-line airbags and special brakes. The car is designed to keep you safe if something goes wrong. But if you close your eyes and drive straight into a brick wall at 90 miles an hour on purpose, you are still going to get hurt.
That is an excellent comparison. The protective energy is there to catch you if you accidentally overdo it or if someone sneezes on you at the grocery store.
Yeah.
It gives you a much faster healing time, but you still have to steer the car. You still need to drink plenty of water, stretch your muscles, and get a normal amount of sleep.
Makes total sense.
The best way to use this astro data is to let the helpful planets support the good choices you are already making, rather than using them as an excuse to make terrible choices.
Right. Do not test the airbags just because you have them. Okay, so we've established that your physical engine is totally revved up and well protected. You are full of fiery energy.
Yes, you are.
Now, where does all that heat go? When we look at the charts, it points straight toward your love life and your social circle. Things are about to get very loud.
Very loud.
Let's go back to that high-energy day, June 9.
Yeah, let's look at the 9th again. The Aries moon on June 9 doesn't just give you the desire to go for a run. Aries is the sign of the warrior. And a warrior does not feel hesitation.
No hesitation.
When this specific energy lights up your chart, it hands you a massive dose of social and romantic courage.
Courage to do what? Like to finally text that person back.
To do exactly what you actually want to do without the usual filter of worry. If you are a single Sagittarius, the charts indicate that June 9 is the absolute best window to put yourself out there fearlessly.
Oh, wow.
You won't sit around wondering, what if they don't like me? Or is this the right time? You will just speak your truth.
I can picture it perfectly. You're at a coffee shop, you see someone interesting, and instead of pretending to read a book and stealing glances, you just walk right up to their table, introduce yourself, and ask them out.
Exactly.
You have the wind at your back. It's a now or never kind of bravery.
And if you are already in a committed relationship, this energy is just as useful. It's the perfect day to inject some wild fun into the partnership.
Like planning a surprise trip.
Yeah, you might suddenly suggest a totally new activity or speak up about something you've been wanting to try. Your partner will likely be very surprised, but also very charmed by your directness.
That sounds incredibly fun. But of course, nothing is ever perfectly smooth. You warned us earlier about a storm cloud.
I did.
Right after this amazing romantic high on Tuesday, we run into a major speed bump with our friendships on Wednesday, June 10. The chart says the sun forms an opposition to Lilith in the partnership zone.
Yes, the Lilith opposition.
We need to break this down. First of all, who or what is Lilith in this context?
To understand the astro data here, we have to look at the mythology behind the name Lilith. In ancient stories, Lilith was a figure who demanded absolute equality and refused to submit to anyone else's rules.
Okay, a rebel.
Exactly. When she was told to compromise who she was, she chose to walk away into the wilderness alone rather than bend. In astrological charts, the point known as Lilith represents that same raw, untamed part of human nature.
I see.
It is the part of us that digs our heels in, refuses to compromise, and becomes incredibly stubborn.
Okay, so Lilith is the part of us that says absolutely not, even when it might be easier to just go with the flow.
Precisely.
And on June 10th, the sun, which is our core identity and ego, forms an opposition to this Lilith energy. What does an opposition mean?
An opposition is exactly what it sounds like. It's two planets or points standing on opposite sides of the sky, staring each other down. It creates a tug of war.
Oh, a tug of war.
Yeah. And because this specific tug of war is happening in the sector of your chart that rules close one-on-one relationships, it means you're going to encounter this stubborn Lilith energy in the people closest to you.
So my best friend, or my roommate, is suddenly going to act like a brick wall for no logical reason.
Exactly. You are still riding high on that fiery, confident Aries energy. You're ready to move fast. And suddenly, your close friend digs their heels in over something incredibly small and petty. They completely refuse to compromise.
It's like you're trying to decide where to order takeout from. You suggest tacos. They say no. You suggest pizza. They say no.
Right.
You ask what they want, and they say, I don't know, but not what you want. They aren't even trying to solve the problem. They're just enjoying the act of saying no.
That is the perfect example of Lilith energy.
And as a blunt Sagittarius, my first instinct is going to be to yell, fine, then starve.
Which is exactly the trap the charts are warning you about. If you push back with your fiery energy, it will escalate a tiny disagreement about takeout food into a massive argument about respect and control.
Yikes.
My strongest advice for June 10th is to simply drop the rope.
Drop the rope, like in a tug of war.
Yes. If you let go of the rope, the tug of war ends instantly. The other person might fall over backwards, but the fight is over.
That makes sense.
When your friend starts acting stubborn, take a deep breath and walk away. Do not try to force them to match your mood. Do not demand an apology for their bad mood. Just say, okay, let me know when you figure it out, and go do your own thing.
Wait, if the planets are literally pointing to my friend being the difficult one here, why is it my job to walk away?
I know, it's frustrating.
Shouldn't they have to fix their attitude? It feels totally unfair that I have to be the bigger person just because their Lilith energy is acting up.
It might feel unfair, but you have to look at the ultimate goal. Your goal is to enjoy your week and protect your own energy. You cannot control their actions, but you can control your reaction. If you engage in the fight, you drain your own bright energy trying to force a brick wall to move. Walking away is not letting them win. It is protecting your own peace of mind.
That is a very mature way to look at it. Do not let their bad weather ruin your sunny day.
Exactly.
And speaking of sunny days, if we navigate past grumpy friends on the 10th, we hit June 13, and the charts show another massive shift for our love life. Venus enters Leo.
Yes, and this is one of the brightest moments of the week. Venus is the planet that governs what we value, how we attract people, and romance.
Okay, the love planet.
It moves into Leo, which is a fire sign, just like you. But Leo brings a very different flavor of fire than Aries.
How so?
Well, Aries is the spark of the warrior. Leo is the steady, warm, shining light of the sun. Leo loves joy, playfulness, and being the center of attention. When Venus enters Leo, it creates a highly magnetic aura around you.
A magnetic aura?
Yeah.
That sounds like a superpower. Like you walk into a crowded room, and without you even saying a word, people just turn their heads.
They absolutely do.
They are drawn to your warmth. They want to stand next to you, hear your stories, and just soak up your good vibes.
That is a very accurate description. Leo energy acts like gravity. It pulls things toward its center. You will give off a vibe that is incredibly alive and fun.
Wow.
People naturally want to be close to someone who is genuinely enjoying their life. On June 13, your natural adventurous spirit will be fully illuminated.
But I'm looking at the charts for that exact same day, June 13, and I see a catch. Venus also forms a square with Chiron.
Ah, yes, Chiron.
Now, I know a little bit about Chiron. It's connected to old wounds. So my question is, if I am walking around with this incredibly magnetic Leo aura and everyone loves me, why would I suddenly feel a deep sense of insecurity?
To understand this, we have to analyze the myth of Chiron. Chiron was a centaur who was known as a master healer and teacher. He could cure anyone of anything. But he suffered a terrible wound himself, and ironically, he could never heal his own wound.
Oh, that's sad.
It is. In our charts, Chiron represents the specific emotional sore spots we carry from the past. A square is an angle of friction and tension. So Venus, the planet of love and praise, is directly rubbing against Chiron, the planet of old insecurities.
Oh, wow. This sounds exactly like imposter syndrome.
It is the astrological equivalent of imposter syndrome, yes.
Oh.
Human psychology is fascinating. Often, it's exactly at the moment we receive the highest praise that our deepest insecurities wake up to challenge it.
That is so true.
Someone tells you that you are brilliant, and instead of believing them, a tiny voice in your head says, if they really knew you, they would not say that.
It's like you post a great photo, and someone leaves a comment saying, "You look stunning." And your brain instantly brings up a memory from the 7th grade when someone made fun of your haircut.
Yes.
You let a ghost from 15 years ago ruin a perfectly good compliment today.
That is exactly how a Venus-Chiron square operates. It's a ghost from the past testing your current confidence. But the good news here is the placement of Venus.
Oh, good. There's a silver lining.
Because Venus is in strong, bright, fiery Leo, the light is much stronger than the shadow.
So the insecurity doesn't stick around.
It does not have the strength to stick around. Think of the Leo energy like hot midday sunshine and the Chiron doubt like morning fog.
I like that.
The fog might roll in for a brief moment, but the sun is simply too hot. It burns the fog away quickly. If you feel a sudden pang of shyness or a silly doubt on June 13th, you need to recognize it for what it is.
It's just a ghost.
It is an echo. Acknowledge it, take a breath, and let it go. Step right back into your warm, confident aura.
I love that visual. Just let the sun burn off the fog. Do not invite the ghost to sit down for tea.
Exactly. No tea for ghosts.
Okay, so we've covered your health, which is protected. We've covered your love life, which is fearless and magnetic. As a Sagittarius, you're probably feeling completely unstoppable at this point.
You're ready to conquer the world.
Exactly. But we need to pump the brakes. We need to look at what happens when you walk into your workplace, because the astrological charts show a totally different environment at the office. You cannot use your magnetic Leo charm to get out of this one.
You certainly cannot. The professional sector of your life requires a completely different set of tools this week. The playful fire you use in romance will actively work against you in business.
Oh, no.
We have to look back at Wednesday, June 10th. The communication planet, Mercury, forms a very harsh square with Saturn.
Saturn, the planet that everyone always groans about. It's the taskmaster, the strict teacher with the ruler. So what happens when fast-talking, clever Mercury crashes into the brick wall of Saturn?
It's frustrating, I won't lie.
It sounds like having your phone on 1% battery while you're trying to load directions, and the app just keeps freezing.
That is exactly the feeling. Mercury wants to move information quickly. Saturn slows things down to test their structural integrity. Saturn demands rules, boundaries, and patience.
Ugh, rules.
When these two planets clash in a square, it guarantees frustrating delays. You might be waiting on a crucial email from a client and it just does not arrive. Or you might pitch a really creative idea to your manager and their immediate response is a flat no. They won't even entertain the idea.
Oh, that is pure torture for a Sagittarius. You guys are ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, and saying yes.
Yes, Jupiter wants growth.
You hate being slowed down by red tape and arbitrary rules. If a boss says no just for the sake of saying no, the natural Sagittarius reaction is to argue with them and prove why the idea is brilliant.
And if you do that on June 10, you will lose.
You'll lose.
You cannot argue your way past Saturn. If you push the brick wall, you will only break your hand. Furthermore, because Mercury is under so much pressure, there is a very high risk of your own communication breaking down. This is the day you make careless mistakes because you are rushing to get past the delay.
So this is the classic reply-all disaster day.
Yes. You accidentally send a complaining email to the person you were complaining about.
Oh, the worst.
Or you send a major contract but forget to attach the actual document, or you get the numbers wrong. The strict energy of Saturn does not forgive sloppy mistakes.
So what is the actual game plan here? Just hide under the desk until Thursday?
The plan is radical patience and extreme attention to detail. Double check and then triple check every single message before you hit send.
Triple check. Got it.
Do not try to use humor in professional emails on June 10th because Saturn does not have a sense of humor. Someone will misinterpret your joke as an insult. Keep your head down, do the boring administrative work, and follow the rules exactly as they are written.
Play it totally safe. It's like driving behind a police car on the highway. You do exactly the speed limit, keep both hands on the wheel, and do not make any sudden lane changes. Just get through the day.
That is the perfect strategy.
Because the good news is, the roadblock does not last forever. When we look ahead to June 13, we see a totally different energy arriving to help you clean up the mess at work. We call this the Gemini fix. What is happening with Gemini?
We have to analyze the movement of the sun and the moon. Right now, the sun is traveling through the sign of Gemini.
Okay, Sun in Gemini.
In your specific chart, Gemini rules the sector of business partnerships, agreements, and negotiations. On June 13, the moon also enters Gemini, joining the sun.
Oh, so double Gemini.
Exactly. Gemini is represented by the twins. It is flexible, clever, and capable of looking at a problem from multiple angles at the same time.
So the giant brick wall of Saturn finally disappears.
The heavy Saturn energy fades into the background, and the quick, adaptable energy of Gemini takes over.
Thank goodness.
If you had a frustrating miscommunication with your boss on June 10th, or if a client said no to your proposal, June 13 is your window to fix it. People's minds are much more open to talking, adjusting, and finding a middle ground.
So the strategy is to change your approach. Instead of pushing the same idea that got rejected on Tuesday, you use the Gemini flexibility to tweak it.
Yes, tweak the angle.
You walk into the office on June 13, put on a polite smile and say, "Hey, I thought about your concerns from the other day and I adjusted the plan to fit your requirements. What do you think of this new angle?"
That is the ultimate Gemini approach. You are not fighting the structure, you are cleverly navigating around it.
I love that.
It is an excellent day to negotiate deals. If you need to sign a contract or agree on terms, use this June 13 energy. Your communication skills will be sharp, polite, and persuasive. You will be able to find a win-win scenario.
That is a massive relief. Because honestly, fixing those delays at work isn't just about keeping your boss happy, it's directly tied to your income.
It definitely is.
If you don't clear up the communication, the projects stall and the money slows down. And the astro charts show a very specific theme for how you need to handle your wallet this week. Let's analyze the money and your daily routines.
Financial growth this week requires a very grounded, earthy approach. To understand the mechanics of this, we have to look at the planet Mars.
Mars, the action planet.
Yes, Mars is the planet of drive, ambition, and how you exert your physical energy in the world. Currently, Mars is moving through the sign of Taurus.
Okay, Taurus is an earth sign, represented by the bull. That is the complete opposite of fiery, fast Sagittarius energy. The bull is slow, heavy, and methodical. Just stands in the field, chewing grass, taking its time. Why is the action planet moving through this slow sign actually good for us?
Because it provides exactly what fire lacks.
Endurance.
Endurance. Fire burns bright and fast, but it burns out. Earth sustains. For you, Taurus lights up the zone of your chart that governs daily routines, chores, and the actual step-by-step labor you do to earn a paycheck.
The daily grind.
Exactly. When your action planet is in this steady sign, it gives you the ability to sit at your desk and just grind through the heavy work without losing focus.
It's the energy of a plow horse. You put the blinders on, you put your head down, and you pull the heavy plow across the field step by step. You aren't trying to win a sprint. You're building something real.
Exactly. Mars in Taurus is about building tangible, physical reality. And on June 11th, the moon enters Taurus, joining Mars.
The moon again.
We talked earlier about how the moon controls your hidden feelings and your need for security. When the moon shifts into this money-focused earth sign, your emotional state becomes deeply tied to financial responsibility.
Let me make sure I understand this. Usually doing a budget or looking at bills feels stressful or boring. But you're saying that on June 11th, doing the budget will actually make me feel emotionally calm.
Yes, it is a really big change in how you feel. Ignoring your finances on June 11 will make you feel anxious and ungrounded.
What?
You will crave security. You will want to know exactly how many dollars are in your checking account and exactly what day your rent is due. Grounding yourself in the physical numbers will soothe your emotional state.
That is a great tool to use. So the practical homework for the listener is to set aside an hour on June 11. Make a cup of tea, open up your banking app or your spreadsheet, and just look at the numbers. Plan for the next month. Organize your resources. And I'm guessing this is a terrible day to buy something impulsive online just because it looks shiny.
It is the absolute worst day for impulsive buying. Keep your spending strictly under control. Taurus wants you to hold on to your resources so they can grow safely.
No online shopping sprees.
None. And the charts show that if you respect this grounded energy on the 11th, the universe actually rewards you just 2 days later. On June 13, we see another benefic enclosure.
Another cosmic safety blanket. But this time, it isn't in Aries for your health, it's in Taurus for your work and money. So what does a protective bubble of luck actually look like in an Earth sign? Does a briefcase full of cash just show up on my porch?
Earth sign luck is rarely that dramatic. Taurus luck is practical, tangible, and useful.
So no briefcase of cash.
No, probably not. It points to a genuine lucky break regarding your daily grind. It smooths out the rough edges of your routine. It could be something like a sudden, unexpected bonus check from your company.
Or maybe something that gives you your time back. Time is money, after all. Like that horrible 3-hour mandatory meeting on Friday afternoon suddenly gets completely canceled, and you get to go home early without losing any pay.
Yes. Having your time and peace restored is the ultimate Taurus blessing. Or it could be that a complex, messy project you have been dreading suddenly falls into place perfectly, with no extra effort required from you. The protective bubble makes the heavy work feel surprisingly light and profitable.
I love that balance. You do the boring heavy lifting of budgeting on Thursday, and you get handed a sweet little break on Saturday. Okay, we have covered an enormous amount of ground.
We really have.
We've looked at your physical engine, your magnetic love life, the strict rules at the office, and the steady build of your bank account. Now we need to pull it all together into a practical guide. We need to know exactly who you should surround yourself with to make the most of this week, and who you absolutely need to leave on read. Let's start with the positive. Who is the ultimate best match for a Sagittarius this week?
Your absolute best match for this week's energy is an Aries.
A fellow fire sign. Why are they the perfect partner in crime for this specific week?
We analyze the flow of the week, and we see that Aries perfectly matches that massive physical wave of enthusiasm that hits you on June 9.
Right, the moon is in their sign.
Exactly. An Aries person naturally lives in that active, impulsive energy all year round. Furthermore, when the sky turns fiery again with that magnetic Leo energy on June 13, an Aries is vibrating at the exact same high frequency as you.
They process the world the exact same way you do this week. They process things actively, by doing, by moving, by taking action.
Precisely. They will not ask you to slow down. They will not demand a detailed itinerary if you suggest a crazy idea.
That's refreshing.
If you call an Aries on a Tuesday night and say, I have this sudden urge to drive 3 hours to the beach to watch the sunrise, they won't ask about gas money or how tired they will be at work tomorrow. They will just say, I am putting my shoes on now.
I love that.
They feed your fire without trying to control it. Together, the two of you create a whirlwind of pure excitement.
That sounds like an absolute blast. Find an Aries, go make some wild memories. But we also have to look at the other side of the coin. If Aries is the perfect match, who is the absolute worst match for Sagittarius this week? Who do we need to avoid?
You need to be highly cautious around Pisces this week. Pisces is your most difficult match.
Okay, Pisces is a water sign. They are known for being deeply emotional, intuitive, and sensitive. Why does water completely put out our fire this week?
We have to look at the lunar phase at the very beginning of the week. On June 8th, there is a last quarter moon in the sign of Pisces.
What does the last quarter moon do?
The last quarter moon is a phase of ending. It is a time for shedding the past, letting go, and resting quietly. It pulls the energy inward. Because this is happening in Pisces, it makes a Pisces person highly focused on processing old emotional weight.
That sounds heavy.
It is. They will be feeling incredibly sensitive, nostalgic, and they might need to spend a lot of time actively grieving or resting.
Oh, wow. Okay, so look at the contrast here. You are waking up on Tuesday with this aggressive Aries moon energy. You want to run a marathon and shout from the mountaintops.
Yeah.
And you walk into the living room and your Pisces friend is wrapped in a heavy blanket, crying over a song that reminds them of an argument they had 4 years ago.
It is a profound clash of coping mechanisms. You process your feelings by moving forward and taking action. They process their feelings by sitting still and feeling them deeply. Neither way is wrong, but they are entirely incompatible this week.
But wait, let me push back on this. You're telling me to avoid them. What if my spouse is a Pisces or my business partner? I can't just say, the charts say you're a bummer right now, I will see you next week. How do I actually handle this without being a terrible person?
That is an excellent point. You do not abandon them, but you must adjust your approach. The danger is that your blunt Sagittarius instinct will be to try and fix their sadness with action.
Yeah, That's what we do. We try to fix it.
You will say, "Stop crying, let's go for a hike, you will feel better." To you, that is love. To a highly sensitive Pisces, that feels like a bulldozer running over their delicate feelings. They will feel like you are dismissing their pain.
And then they will call me insensitive, which will make me feel guilty for being happy. And suddenly my bright fire is totally extinguished.
Exactly. The practical advice is to give them space without trying to change their mood. Let them be a puddle of water for a few days. Ask them what they need, but do not force your fiery solutions on them.
So just let them be.
Yes. If they need to rest, let them rest, and take your Aries friend out for the hike instead. Protect your energy while respecting their need to process quietly.
That is really helpful. Let them process passively while you process actively. Just do it in separate rooms. Okay, let's run through the quick cosmic cheat sheet for the week.
Sounds good.
The charts have highlighted some specific lucky numbers for Sagittarius. Keep your eyes open for the numbers 9, 17, 23, 32, 49, and 60. Maybe you use them for a password, or maybe you just notice them on license plates to remind you that you are on the right track. And as a quick recap, the best dates to take major action are June 9 for that brave physical and romantic push, and June 13 for that highly magnetic Leo energy and the lucky break at work. Finally, what is the color of the week? What should we wear to boost all this good energy?
The color of the week for you is purple. Historically, purple is the color of royalty because the dye was so rare. But symbolically, purple is the perfect mix of the hot red of fire and the cool blue of thought and spirit.
Oh, I like that mix.
Given that you have that magnetic Leo aura building up around you, wearing purple will only enhance that confident royal feeling. It will make you stand out in a crowd in the best way possible.
A purple shirt, purple socks, or even just a purple coffee mug, whatever makes you feel bold. Well, we have covered an incredible amount of information today. We navigated the explosive physical boost of the Aries moon, figured out how to drop the rope with stubborn friends, learned how to survive the strict rules of Saturn at the office by using Gemini flexibility, and grounded our bank accounts with steady Taurus energy. It is a massive week.
It is a week that demands a great deal of adaptability. And that brings me to a final thought I want to leave with the listener today.
Oh, perfect.
Something to think about as you navigate these shifting energies. We have analyzed how this week forces you to accept strict rules, patience, and discipline when you are at the office. But simultaneously, the sky offers you incredible wild freedom and magnetic passion in your personal life. My question for you to explore is this. How can you use the careful discipline you were forced to learn at work this week to actually make your personal adventures more rewarding?
That is a brilliant question to end on, because as much as a Sagittarius loves pure, spontaneous freedom, true freedom usually requires a foundation.
It really does.
If you use that earthy Taurus energy to organize your budget properly, you suddenly have the extra cash to afford that spontaneous road trip with your Aries friend. If you use that Saturn discipline to handle your work emails perfectly, you don't have to worry about your boss calling you in a panic while you're out on a romantic date. The discipline you build actually buys you the freedom you crave. I absolutely love that. Well, that is all the time we have for today. I want to say a huge thank you to you, the listener, for spending your time and listening to the show on Horoscope TV. We love breaking these charts down for you every single week. If you enjoyed this conversation and found it helpful, I highly suggest that you subscribe to the show so you can get notified the exact moment the next one is available. We want to be right there with you to guide you through whatever the stars have planned next. Until then, have a fantastic, fiery, and completely prosperous week ahead.